morning, guys. Last night was terrible. We didn't sleep very well. It rained for several hours, and the temperatures dropped. Which we had the buddy heater, which helped keep the tent nice and, warm, but the tent is soaking wet, both on the outside and then on the inside. And this morning is beautiful. It's nice blue skies. Sun's coming up behind me. We got the view of the mountains right over there. But it was like a very long night. So, yeah. The view is pretty though this morning, I'll give it that. So today's plan is here in a little bit, we're going to make some breakfast. And we'll start packing things up. I'm trying to get things to kind of dry out. I'm waiting for that sun to crest more of these trees so things can dry out. I've already got the rain fly sitting over there because it was soaking wet. But we're going to make breakfast, pack up, and we're going to go back down the trail the way we came a little bit to hit another trail. And hit that. We should hit the main, back towards the main roads. And we're basically just crossing it to hit another trail. That'll take us closer to Buena Vista, and then that's pretty much it. Our goal is to try and get home around 2-3 o'clock today. Then we can unpack things. I'm probably going to have to pop up these tents in the garage to fully get them to dry out so they don't get all nasty and mildewy. Yeah, but that's the plan so far for today, guys. So we're going to enjoy this morning, and then we will get our butts in gear here in a little bit. So I'm going to start off by saying that our morning started out rough. Breakfast didn't go well. Things just were sticking to the pans really badly and burning. And then we started taking things, apart and putting things away, and everything was just wet. And the tent had so much condensation from the night and was so wet. We were drying it out, trying to get things to dry, and just because we both didn't sleep well that night, everything just seemed to be 10 times harder and just a little more frustrating. But as we got going, once camp was really picked up and put away, our morning got better. And once we got in the Jeep and onto the trail is when the day really started to go. But the morning was a little rough, I will admit, guys. It was a rough start, especially for us that day. Alright guys, so we are all packed up and we are heading back to the main trail. It was a bit of a frustrating morning, at least for me. My hands are freezing and everything just wasn't cooperating. So, that's okay. We are going to have some more fun. We gotta head back down that main trail that we came in on a little bit, and we should pop out onto another trail, cross a road, and hit some other trails that I want to. Hopefully, they'll be passable and not too muddy that we can't get through because of all the rain that we had last night. So we will see, guys. We're about to turn onto that main trail. Let's go have more of an adventure. right, guys, so we have turned onto the next trail system that we are going to do, and so far it is quite muddy. We will see how muddy it is when we get further up. This is just the first little bit, so we're not going to completely judge it just yet, but it could be pretty bad. It's some pretty thick mud out here too, and we're already starting to climb, but we're going to drive up a little bit further and make our decision, and then we'll go from there, guys. But it is pretty out here. There is a view of the mountain in front of us that Lindsey is grabbing shots of that is really, really pretty and has some clearish skies. So, but we're out here, we're getting, we're starting to have some more fun. We're very tired because we both didn't sleep last night, but so far so good. All right, guys, stop for a second. This is the new mud that's on the Jeep right now. She is quite caked. I don't know if my door handle's there. It's just slap covered in mud. There it is. Lovely. Yeah. It is quite muddy out here. That rain has turned this place into a slosh pit. But the back of the Jeep is still semi-clean for the most part. But yeah, having fun. A lot of mud though, a lot of mud. Look at that view, guys. Holy cow. It is gorgeous. Are you filming me over there too? Oh. That view behind us, guys, is absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty to see those mountains like that. And down there, Buena Vista. You can just see where we're heading. It is awesome. Absolutely fantastic. So at this point, the trail had become a little more technical, and there was a lot more kind of up and down little, whoops throughout the trail. And to be honest, Lindsey started not feeling well from it. She was starting to get a little bit of car sickness from being up and down and kind of being shaken around in the Jeep. This was her first time really going off-roading in the Jeep. And if you've never sat in the passenger side of any off-road vehicle, especially a Jeep, it's a little rough. You get shaken up quite a bit. And if you're not used to it, I can see how you could start not to feel good. So during this time, I was doing a good majority of the filming. Lindsey had her eyes closed and was just trying to enjoy the scenery and just focusing on it. But at this point, I was enjoying the trail, but had the focus of needing to get towards the end of this trail so that Lindsey could relax a little bit, because even every time we stopped, it just she'd reset, but it would come back very quickly. But we had a very fun time, and the weather got cloudy. It never actually rained, but it did get cloudy, and we saw quite a few people actually on this trail. We found where everybody basically was hanging out that we didn't see the day before. So it
it was great to see other people, most of which were in side-by-sides. We only saw a handful of full-size trucks actually on the trail, but this trail was a lot of fun. Now, it was rated as a 1. I think it could have been rated as a 2, to be honest, because there were quite a few little technical areas that, you know, were definitely pushing it past a easy going trail. It was easy all the way, but they could have rated it a little higher. But honestly, the trail was a lot of fun, and there were some amazing areas that you could camp. Now, with the weather being the way it was that day before, they weren't as good as the camping spot we had, but we found some really secluded campsites while we were on this trail, and I marked a few of them on Onyx, because this may be an area that I return to later on, because it was really pretty. So once we got off the trail actually ends at the Midland Railroad tunnels just outside of Buena Vista. Like, Buena Vista is literally about 5 minutes away. And these tunnels I actually saw on social media and really wanted to go check them out. I thought they was really cool. And it was, you know, a little different than what I was expecting. I was expecting them to be a little more secluded. But while I was airing up, as you can see, this is actually a main county road that I would pulled off on the side, and you can see the turnoff back there. That was the trail we just came off of. And the road was a little busy. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a Sunday. There was a lot of gaps in between, but it was a little busy getting through there, but it was a lot of fun. And this river was just running alongside the abandoned railroad tracks, and it was so nice to hear the river running and just getting to see how everything went. And Lindsey was having a fun time taking just a bunch of photos of what I was doing and the scenery around us, and just having a nice time being out of the Jeep, walking around and getting ready to take more pictures, honestly. All right, guys, so we have come off the trail. There's an awesome roaring river down there, which we'll take a look at here in a minute. We have aired up the tires, and we are about to go through the next section that I wanted to do, which was kind of my whole purpose of Buena Vista, because I saw this on Instagram and I really wanted to go through and check it out, and I knew Lindsey would enjoy it. So this is where we are about to go through, guys. We are about to go through those tunnels. Let's see, can I get this to go in? There we go. We're gonna go through those tunnels and get some photos and pictures and just have a fun time out here. And then we're gonna go check out that river down there, because there is a raging river. There, you can see it right there. We're gonna go over there and check it out in a minute, but I'm super excited to go through these tunnels, guys. Now, these tunnels span about a half a mile, and there's about 5 of them throughout here, and it was just a really cool experience to just drive through these tunnels. It was really pretty, and it being overcast, it just gave it that great ominous feeling, and it was just a lot of fun. Like, there's not a lot of places you can just drive through some tunnels, let's be real. And we had a great time. Now we had to dodge some of the other cars coming, because you're not supposed to stop and take photos or park on the road or or in the tunnels and things like that, because it is a main county road that does lead to other trails. But that did not stop us from having a great time and catching some awesome footage. And it was just spectacular. And then once you get to the other end, we were not upset when we had to turn around and go back through them to get to Buena Vista to continue on our journey. But oh my goodness, it was so pretty good. If you are out in this area or go and visit Buena Vista, go check out the Midland Railroad tunnels, because it is an absolute gorgeous area. It's a little touristy area, but it is awesome to see.
Alright guys, it has been a fun weekend. It's had its frustrating moments. It was really wet, but today has been a lot of fun. That trail was rated as a 1. It should be rated at like a 3. 3. It was a little more technical than it was ever supposed to be, but that's okay. We had a lot of fun. It was a good introduction for Lindsey. And then we just went through those tunnels, guys, and those are really awesome. And we got some really cool shots, and it was really cool to see this, and the river raging right down there. You know, it's just been a really fun weekend of just getting away from the house, taking Lindsey, and just having a really fun time. But that is the end of our adventure. Now we are going to do the trek home, which is about 2.5 hours to get home from here. So that is what we're going to do. So thank you guys for joining us. Like always, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. We have a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're slowly getting there. And your guys' help is what's going to make that happen. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't checked out some of our other social media platforms, go ahead. The links are in the description. Go check them out, because our adventure doesn't stop here. I am always posting every day, so you guys can continue on with the adventure as we go. And if you'd like to help support us on our adventures, go ahead and check out the Patreon link below. There's lots of different things you can find on Patreon that I put on there for you guys specifically, and they're only there for Patreon members. So if you guys would like to help us out on our adventures, anything is greatly appreciated, because it does help us with our adventures. And thank you guys for joining. It's been a fun weekend, and we will catch you guys next time.